Hello everybody, it's Barkada and welcome to my first ever positional guide on support. This will help you get to where I'm at typically. Alright, my credentials is my season highest, I think, as Grandmaster 2. We're still climbing up. This is the first season I've actually played relatively like trying to break through new heights to other seasons. I was kind of the first part of the season I didn't play, and in the second part I did climb to Diamond 1 at that point, and then got stuck a little bit. But we have broken through that barrier. As you can see, this guide is for anyone who is literally lower than me, maybe even the same rank as me, because some of you guys are still freaking terrible. As you can see, I reached this with a 60% win rate, so that's pretty impressive if you think about it. We can even switch to competitive, 66% win rate. So like, come on guys. Come on. The thing is, I'm not a support main or whatnot. I'm not a tank main. I'm a flex, but typically I'm a situational flex. I say I'm a seasonal flex. Whatever role is in deficit when it comes to this game, right now it's tanks. I will play that role, so I just win. I forgot what season it was. In a certain season, there was a support strike. That's when I was playing support. That whole entire season, I was playing support. I felt the struggles. I felt everything. And honestly, when I look at supports now, and review VODs and stuff like that, you guys are making a lot of subtle mistakes that will win you so much more fights. And this is basically the positional guide. The hierarchy of healing always goes tank, you, then DPS. Tank, support, then EPS. In fact, your support is higher class than even your tank. So if your tank's halfway and you see your support like this, hit your support up. Heal your support. That'll win you so much, because guess what? Your support that is now alive is going to be healing your tank. So you're inversely keeping him up while keeping her up, and you both now get to heal him back to full. I see a lot of supports neglecting their other support like they don't exist on the field. This is also a very powerful tool, because if you get dived, a lot of dives cannot kill you unless they team dive you. If you guys are healing each other, just even occasionally, right? I call this like switching, like off-on switching. Whatever support is getting dived, you heal that support. That support will still stay healing the team. If you get dived, that support will heal you. You will stay healing the team. And the reason why you do this is so you're not forced to patty cake. You only patty cake if it's a twin dive, or you're both receiving some amount of damage that you need to move. This is literally the only time you patty cake. And I'm teaching you guys this because a lot of people patty cake too early. They'll get one dive on them and then start doing this, and then they'll just basically sell their whole team. You don't need to dive. Like, supports individually have a pretty robust survival kit depending on who you click. Another thing is it's positional, right? A lot of supports chase to heal. Say your support's up there, or say your tank up there, and he over pushes. You will chase him to heal him, putting yourself in theoretically DPS 1, theoretically DPS 2's line. And once he falls, guess who's next? You. And now the rest of your team that's back here has to rely on one support, which guess what? That's a lost team fight. Your life is so much more important than anybody else's on this team. So it's very good to understand when you lost a fight and throw your hands up in the air and leave. Yes, leave them to die. I just said that. Yes, if you have 2 DPS right here, they have their whole team, and you're the only healer, hands up, leave them to die. Because what this does, right? I have to explain why this is important. What this does, you see that number at the bottom of the screen?
There they are.
You see how I'm getting past that passively? I'm not shooting anything. I'm just breathing air. And every 3 to 4 seconds, I get a percentage of ult charge. This stacks over the course of the game. The less times you are dying, the more ult charge you are getting. The more ult charge you are getting, the more ults you have, which puts you in a position to win the game more often. There is some cases in this game where you will typically just not be able to do anything because your team's just that dog shit. It happens. It's the Marvel community. They don't bother learning anything, okay? But if you're watching this guide, you're learning a lot. You're already in the right place to improve. If you just do these things, you will literally climb so much more, but playing selfishly helps you win more games. Playing for your life helps you win more games. So what is the symptoms of a lost fight, Aikata? What is the symptoms of it? Is it when one DPS goes down? No, because you still got both healers, a tank. DPSs are honestly expendable. That's why they could afford to have the most deaths on the team, and like it's a net neutral sometimes. Lost fight is when a tank dies, or both your tank dies if you have to, or one of them dies, because then you have to retreat, because then they can bulldozer over you, right? Once 2 or more people die, that is typically a lost fight. If a support dies, that's a lost fight. Start retreating. Now we get into the positional. Well, now we get into the character selection guide. If you want to climb on this rake, Yes, you have your main support. Understand said kit. I know it rolled my eyes. Oh my god, understand said kit. What I mean by that is understand the defense implications and the offense implications of the kit. Luna Snowball isn't just to get the fuck off me tool when it comes to dive. You can isolate a target if they overpush and you can kill them. That's offense. The typical problem I see. The refusal to swap. My team should just help me. But you should always have a support that can negate dive pretty effectively in your back pocket. You should at least have 2 characters. One for survival, one for your one that's your main. Me, I typically go for Luna. And if the dive is kind of heavy and I'm hitting my ice balls and I'm still dying, I go to Rocket instantly. Why? Because simply negating a dive is like this. Now they have to spend so much resources to actually get me. I can live a lot longer. If you know you're dying a lot, support should be dying the least because I just explained why. Ult charge, the more ult charge, the more ults per battle, the more ults per battle, the more chances you're going to win. Another thing, what I mean by swapping, right, it's for what best fits the situation. Do you know how many times I see like supports getting beamed by like an Iron Man and no one just goes to Ultron to beam him out the sky? Like they'll die. There's actually a game where one of my supports died 18 times to an Iron Man. And they're talking about the DPS. Shoot him out the sky. Please shoot him out the sky. Well, obviously your DPS aren't good enough to do that. You're the independent player. You know what you need. Play for you. Yes, this is a lot less healing. But over time, it's more because you're dying less. Do you get that? Over time, it's more because you're dying less. He's a great dive counter. You got movement. You can fly. You can shoot Iron Man out the sky. He now has to aim his shots. Yours is a hit scan, his isn't. You win. There's always options. You don't have to stay on the same character, right? But also like maximizing your kit is very important. Now we're about to go into positioning. Because a lot of people sell when it comes to positioning. They don't know what to do when it comes to positioning. Breaking down a VOD is a lot better than me explaining, but I'm explaining the concept, all right? I'll simplify for you. Remember what line of sight is. Line of sight is from eye to enemy, okay? There are 6 potential line of sights. That means 6 potential areas for you to receive damage, right? So if everyone's right here, looking down this corner, everyone's looking down this choke, shooting, do you think it's good for you to push through there? No, that's 6 lines of damage. You're dead instantly. But this works in so many other different ways because this works in positioning. Say there's an Iron Man. He's right here, right? What I see a lot of supports do is they run adjacent from him, which makes no sense. Why would you run adjacent from him? He's right here. What you should be aiming is to run like right here. You know, run where he can't shoot you. Run like behind this thing or some shit. I'll find that game and I'll break down exactly what they did wrong. Okay. Immediately already fucking up. Okay, so this is immediately already. I'm seeing in the movement he's fucking up.
This planet gives me the hate.
Why are you fucking up? Why is he fucking up, guys? Why is he fucking up? I'll tell you why. When it comes to support, it is good to bake this into your normal fundamental skills. You always want to be strafing behind cover because people are going to have to back up onto you. There's no reason to be here because if you're here, then you're where the damage could be. Remember, sight lines. They're all going to be looking down here. If you're out in the open, right, willy-nilly. Now people could say, well, the fight hasn't started yet. The fight's going to. And I can guarantee you what's going to happen here is he's going to be playing free space, right? You always want to be behind a cover. So if you start getting hit, you can hide behind there. Your other support can heal you. You always want to be doing this. Pay attention of disposable cover. Even here would be better than where he's at. Granted, it'd be a lot less because your team's right here. So I would kind of position right here behind this box, you know?
Jeez.
But see how he's just out and open? See? Lines of sight. Boom, 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 boom.
Snowball fights.
Another micro mistake. Easy to make. You're too close. Luna's a hit scan. She's a hit scan healer. There's no reason for you to be that close unless, like, well, you're getting dived on. We're about to talk about getting dived on in a little bit, but unless you're getting dived on. You have range, you're a hit scan. play back here. You hit everyone right here. There's also cover back here too. You could be right here and be fine. Being that close does nothing for you, and it also minimizes like the utility of her kit because she has a long beam that hits from far range. Everything she does is hit scan. Why are you playing a far range character up close? See? See, doesn't know when to back up. Again, be back here. We know what's gonna happen. She's gone. Good use on the ice ball for self-healing though. But yeah, she's dead. By the way, this is a Diamond 1 lobby, so this is what I'm talking about when it's like some games there just won't be, you just won't be able to win them. Again, same issue. Dilly-dallying. Again, this is a hot guy. If he was any good, he would have headshotted right here. Dilly-dallying where 6 people could see you. 6. Be right here. Like, make the another tip. If they have a diver, make it inconvenient for the diver to dive you. Make it inconvenient. What does inconvenient look like? Be in a position where your other healer can see you. Be in a position where your tank can peel for you. Be in a position where other people can peel for you. That's inconvenience. That sources of damage. You right here, he dives, guess what? All he got to do is look down, shoot. All she has to do is shoot you. Boom, heals. The accuracy is a bit low with this character as well. I'm noticing they're missing a lot of shots. Again, not abusing cover. I have to like nail this in because the moment y'all start doing this is the moment you start winning. They effectively can't kill you for right here, right? So he has to dive the corner. If he dives the corner, he's effectively getting melted by you, the Iron Man, and the other person healing you. Effectively, you're fine, right? You know? And it just makes it easier for people to peel for you. You know? A little slow on the uptake right there. Good choice. He's noticing he dies a lot. So he switches it to the Invincible Woman for more survivability. However, the problem isn't dive. The problem is a issue on your positioning. And I'm assuming the tank went this guy because he notices, oh, we're getting our supports are dying by dive. They're not though. They're dying due to their bad positioning. Now that's good. Now stay in there. You see how like it just doesn't make sense? You know, potentially like 6 people are gonna go right here. You see someone die instead of going right here, because like this is advantageous for your escape. You're gonna go right here, where again line of sight, because your tank's here. And this is where the step 2 comes in. How many blue bars do you see? 1, 2, 3. That means half your team's dead. IQ play says retreat right here, farm some alt charge, B, and leave. And leave. And one of your supports are dead? Yep. Leave. Point. Are you going to pop your alt? All right. And then they don't pop their alt, which, again, I wouldn't say do it here. But, like, if you're going to make a goofy play, at least make it all the way. At least if you popped your alt here, you live, he comes back, and maybe the rest of our team staggers in here, and we don't die. We could contest again. But now you died, meaning the other support is now going to stagger in behind you. So because you did a goofy play initially, and you didn't fully go through with the goofy play, you might as well pop your alt right here. That's like 10 seconds of immortality. And we could have probably lived until the other support came back and fought this a lot longer. You just died with it, and now the fight's lost anyway. Which, I mean, we could have easily just... we could have really easily just staggered this out, but... just shoot it. Oh my god. Again with the cover. Do you see what I'm saying? With the cover. Out there in La La Land, this is what I gotta beat it in your head. Potential things of damage. Eyesight. He's not looking here. You're looking down here. Cool. Boom. Line sight. Boom. Line sight. Everyone can see. You want to eliminate as much as that as possible. You should never be dilly-dallying right here. He should have to work to get you. He should have to work to get you. Right here is sufficient enough. Right here is. If you see him, you're Inviswoman. Pull him off high ground. Boom. Move here. Move here. Heal. You know? You have your other support right here. Abuse natural cover. Abuse even here would be fine. Considering. This is very important. Because positioning is like an ongoing skill. And you have to practice this. Because positioning always updates depending on where your opponents are. That's why it's kind of hard to like teach it. It's map dependent, very map dependent. And, well, it always updates depending on who you are. Because you know there's a hot guy there. You should be using natural cover. As you can see, the homie Zach does. See how he's staying by this box? He's like, there's a guy up there. Can't pull out. And he's healing within his realm. This is what you're supposed to do. This wins you games. Granted, this isn't his main role, so he's not going to play it as proficiently with the cooldowns and the other, you know? Just like, let this sink in. Your positioning might be the thing holding you back. You're also holding on to that ult for a very long time. He probably would have built another one by now.
Us against the world.
And that's the thing. See, our cloak already built a whole nother ult before he used his first one. So yeah, this corner ult may have been a shitty ult, right? But you would have probably been on your way to another one by now. And we wouldn't have double popped right here. And then another thing. This is like a advice for like both supports. If your enemy support pops their ult first, do not coincidentally pop one after them. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Kite back, because a good tank will kite back off the ult. And once wait a little bit, once you see if anyone starts getting in danger, then pop your ult. Because at that point, now your ult's gonna last longer than the enemy team's. And they have to back off and respect you. And you keep the position. But because we match the ult, boom, boom, they both disappear at the same time. And, well, the team with the more positionally advanced supports are just going to win the fight. You know? That's another thing. This is a support guide on positioning and what to do. These little tricks win you games. They add up. Sometimes they're net negative because your team's value is just too low, you know, but doing this effectively wins you more games. You know how many people yelled at me, but why aren't you popping your freaking ult? Why didn't you pop your ult or whatever? And then I shut them up by the next couple of seconds. I pop it and we win because I waited those seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop your ult. Now my ult lasts 4 seconds longer than yours. There's 4 seconds of immortality that your team don't got. Right? This is very important. This is very important. The ult economy, very important. See, yep, now the blue and the pink's gonna disappear at the same time practically. Boom. You get no advantage. And then I guess being aware is just not it. Another thing is being aware. This guy, I don't know what role he plays. I don't know if there's no way support because he's just critically unaware. Oh wait, it was support. He has a Lord Invis, so yeah, he's just critically unaware. You hear a splash, and you get tendrils, and they're behind you. You jump into him instead of jumping right here. Like, granted, there's a Star Lord, but there's also a thing. You know? Here's another tip. Supports. If you have a person with mobility or escape, jump toward your tank. If you're getting dived, jump toward your tank. Why? Make it inconvenient. There are some situations you will just die. I'm sorry to say there's some situations you will just die. It's unfortunate, I know, right? There's nothing you really could have did, but gotcha game. This game is a gotcha game. You keep doing this, your odds of not dying skyrocket. Think of it. If you did this play and there was a 20% chance you survive over 4 games, you survive that rather than the 100% chance you die right here. You see how that works? Boom, jump right here. Heal, 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 heal. Heal, 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 heal. He tries to dive you thing right here. And you got a barrier right here as well. Yep, he wouldn't even go for you. Now because, yep, look, we already knew it. Because he jumped right here, guess who start right in the eyes. He jumped right in a line of eyesight. Boom, now he's good. If his support doesn't save him, he's gone. And he got saved by the thing. Funny enough, he got saved by the thing. But he could have made that so much easier. He could have made that so much easier for everybody. He jumps right here. The cloak already faded. The cloak faded. So that means she would have popped up like right here next to you. So, bro, I'm telling you, it's just positioning. 90% of these issues are fixed by your positioning. Now I'm going to get to the second point. Flyer. 11-3. He's doubling the deaths of my other support. And we know why. Positional mistakes.
Disappear!
Lines of sight, bro. They have immortality. Lines of sight. Very important. And if you do that, then he has a harder time doing that. But he splash damage. Well, if you're right here, you see what I'm saying? How they're strafing adjacent to the Iron Man? Like, if he starts shooting you, boom. Just trail back here until he can't hit you no more and heal the other support. Do you see what I'm saying? But instead, they both position in line of sight. You need to position to cut off line of sight. Boom. Imagine there's just a beam. I'm going to go right here so you can see it more clear. Imagine there's a beam. The beam right here is everywhere he can see. Right? It's like a flashlight. Everywhere his flashlight can see, he can hit. If you're by that box, he can hit around the box because of the explode damage, but you could just strafe behind the wall. You see what I'm saying? You got to start thinking like that if you want to climb with this role. I mean, now, there's some people that will just carry you because they know stuff like this, like me. I'm playing 8 hours in, by the way. This is like on an 8-hour stream. But I learned this originally from Overwatch. I used to play Overwatch. Lines of sight is very important if you're playing support. Because Overwatch is just Call of Duty with abilities, really. Again, standing in no man's land with nothing to help us if someone shoots at us. Like, there's no way you can quickly get over here or over there. And this is a roundabout, too. So it's going to take you a little longer to actually go around the corner versus this cut-off edge right here. So, and it makes you easily diveable. Wait, the corner. And she's just in line of sight of everything, of everybody. Like, I always, when I'm a support, I'm always playing here or like here. So that, like, if some shit like this happens, there's an easy way out unless he drops it directly on my ass. And even then, you could escape it. But he's always in the center of everything. He's not like, all right, now that you get what bad positioning looks like, I'm now going to show you what good positioning looks like. Watch this. Are you immediately seeing the difference? Okay. Just in case you're not. In neutral, I'm already positioning myself by something to cover a projectile. I'm not just over here in no man's land I'm not just back here in no man's land healing my people. I'm always positioned, like, you're going to notice it. Passively, I'm doing it. When I start getting hit, I'm still strafing back to this rock. And I get dived, I get pinged, and I almost threw it right here. I haven't played support in a long time. So what he did is he dived, I froze, I pinged, I'm like, wait, I can probably kill this guy. I'm not looking at my team now. So they almost die, and I almost throw. And it's been a little bit, so excuse the Luna aim. I'm like freaking getting the rust off me in a moment. Alright. Now, even though I'm not in danger, this is why it's a good habit to have. See how I'm right here? This pillar blocks shots. I don't have to hug the pillar. I could just strafe behind it, and it blocks line of sight. So if, say, an enemy had a support ult and they just ran in here, I can now kite back to here, to block more shots. This is very important. This wins you games. The less damage you take as support, the longer you live, the more ult charge you get. The more ult charge you get, the more ults. Very important. Very important. So this, like literally seconds at a time, I'm leaving them without healing. That was a bad play. That was bad on my behalf. Now you see how I got my ult, right? And I'm not spending it yet, right? You see I'm waiting for something? And even positioning. Stone wall right here. Team right here. They're absorbing damage. I'm just... Very important. Very important. I almost die. I jump back in again. I strafe behind the stone wall. And this is the trick. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, I even said it during live. I think you could see it. I was like, should I pop him out here? Nah, I'm going to wait a couple seconds because I just heard the cloak pop it. I'm going to wait a couple seconds. I wait a couple seconds, pop mine. Now I know mine's last longer than yours. Now I know mine's last longer than yours. And if they contest, they die. So they have to respect it. And what is it called? Then once it reaches 2 seconds, I back up. And this ain't even prime me. Prime me? Oh my god, bro. If I was prime. Like me prime now would be like Mystic Gohan, bro. It'd be like potential unleashed. I know so much more about the game that if I actually got the ability to just sit on like the support role, dude. Movie.
I suppose that helped.
Movie. Now I made a mistake here.
I was worried.
So I'm basically abusing the thing. I'm noticing my people are contesting this area right here, right? But the bad thing that I do is I stay here a bit too long.
There's still a chance to
So they're contesting it, and I'm just keeping them up just long enough so that we can get some like progress on like the thing. But that left me open to that guy, and like even though it was a skill check right there, he parried me, and I'm like, well, shit. Even in the live stream, I'm like, well, good, nice, well played, brother, well played. It's tough. I screamed at my friend Kobe too. I was like, bro, behind you. Like, bro, because I like literally, he parried live. And that's a situation I just couldn't live, bro. In no situation would I live that. I spent my clap, I spent my snowball. There's nothing I could do to like survive that. I hear Gambit never fold. Look what I'm doing. Behind. Oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, what happened? Oh, because she choked him. Okay. Yeah, I was like, bro, I would have froze that guy. Yeah, 100%. That's another play. I used that joint defensively right there to freeze him. If she didn't choke slam, he would have got frost. Again, watch the positioning. I'm using turtle. I'm using this corner. I'm not just walking out in no man's land. I'm always positioning my body behind something to block a shot. Because I'm a squishy. I understand exactly how support works.
I don't have to be center stage.
And I understand Luna, I can get to you. I'm a hit scan. I can get to you.
Better stop that vehicle.
Gambit got your back.
Mesh it up.
It's now or never. Stop them.
My accuracy was a bit better. This would be a way smoother walk. But again, I've been forced to literally play tank this entire season. So I just let that guy die, unfortunately.
Us against the world.
Yeah, I'm just missing. See, even I'm critical of myself. I'm missing, and even when I was playing, I was like, yo, if the rust was just off here, we would have easily did this.
A nice deep freeze. I am ready to put on a show.
Boom. Again, I hate that I gotta keep beating this in, but like you have to beat it into your normal gameplay. She ulted. Instead of me matching her ult with my ult, I kite back.
A nice deep freeze.
I make sure my team is healthy. I try to give it as healthy as possible until the moment I need to pop,
I am ready to.
and then I pop that shit,
It's okay.
and we're able to walk them down. And also I only use like damage boost. I'm not gonna lie. When like someone's ulting, if someone's ulting in my ult, that's the only time I use damage boost. Other than that, I don't really feel the difference in it too much. And that little jiggy look around it doesn't hurt to look around, see if there's anybody around, or like I sometimes also just do that to see if there's like cover that I could use. So if I get dived on, there's cover or some shit like that. But yeah, that is what a game of good positioning looks like.
0, 2,
Good positioning.
3.
We could have had better aim.
To switch things
I'm
up.
not gonna lie. I could have had way better aim.
I suck.
Just the boost I need. I'm doing this my way.
All right, now he's ulting. Do you see what I do? I immediately start heal bodying that man. It's enabling plays. This also wins you games. Someone's ulting, heal them. And this is a situation where I die. Not because bad positioning. I die because I just got hit with the type of ability. Because what I did is because it's wired in my kit, my mind. It's just wired. They flanked other side. Oh shit. I'm immediately trying to strafe behind pillar, but I get cracked, right? And then I'm strafing behind pillar and going into smoke. I know there's a smoke bottle behind me, so I'm like, okay, if I'm behind pillar and smoke, accuracy is gonna be decreased. Motherfucker's gonna have a harder time hitting me, right? Yeah, but she hit me with this. So like, in like scientific sense, yeah, you would be okay, but look at my health. No, it's unfortunate. You know, it's tragic, but that type of stuff happens. It happens. I ended up dying, and we ended up losing this fight.
I'm making
You know?
a comeback.
That's the game, bro. RNG. You make yourself harder to kill. You live longer. You win more. But just notice, I'm always at the edge of something. I'm always at the edge of something. Literally just study positioning. Do you see what I do right there? I'm like, I think we lost this fight, but I'm gonna shoot from afar. And I got my ult because of it. I farmed my ult because of it. Now many could have said you could have ran up and contested, but there's no point in doing that. They burnt an ult. I'm pretty sure they burnt like 2 ults to do that shit. That's value for us. I believe that's value for us. Yup. They burnt Emma ult, and then they burnt what is her name? Was this ours? Oh no, yeah, that was ours. So they burnt yeah. They burnt Emma ult. And they burnt Thor ult. That's 2 ults.
By the eye of Agamotto!
This is when you know, okay, yeah, we lost that for sure. But now I got ult though.
Your toes. Here they
And I leave because I played selfishly. And because I played selfishly, I can now heal more and prevent this Moon Knight from staggering, because he would have staggered right there. Most definitely.
Halfway there. Keep going. I am ready to put on a show.
There you go. Now we have it. Now we can walk him down. Yep, now we can walk him down. Yup, boom. Literally, just because I say, oh my God, it's too good to be true. All right, I'm gonna end it after that because we already know. I keep it up, we win. I get my vengeance. Prime me with a 2-tapper, dumbass. But you know, we still did it. All right, but yeah, I hope you get what I'm saying. Remember the 5 rules of being a support player. Number 1, your life matters the most. Number 2, be and always be cognizant of your other support. Number 3, know the flow of the fight and when you win or lose one. Because if you lose one, you don't need to die every time you lose a fight. It's different if they jump on you and you just die because they all jumped on you and popped ult. Versus you could have prevented a death and gained more passive ult charge. Number 4, be in a positioning. Position around corners, edges, and always be adjacent somewhere from your tank. That way, if you get dived, they can peel for you the most easiest way that they can. And number 5, always stall your ults. If they pop first, that's good. That's good. It doesn't mean you necessarily lose. Wait a little bit. Try to see how long you can hold out, and then pop yours. Because then you win team fights based off of that. All right? And number 5, make sure to use your ults. You're always going to get another one. The support ult is like you get it fast. You know, it's okay. Like I won't say it's okay to miss pop because sometimes you kind of need that. But you'll have another one. You'll always have another one. Do not hold on to it for too long. Sometimes just use the ult for the fuck of it if you're holding on to it too long, because it'll gain more value with you using it rather than you waiting for the right moment to just use it every single time. I've seen so many supports do that. They just hold it, and because nothing big happens, they're holding it for like 2 matches when you could have built a whole nother one by now. All right? So that is the positional guide for supports. If you do this, I can guarantee you're at least reaching Diamond 1. I can guarantee that. All right? Everything else involves skill shots and shit like that, the more nuanced part of this game. But I hope this guy's helped you. Hope this guide helped you. It's been your boy, Akata. Please like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. And it's been your boy, Akata. Nakata is out.
ETG Production.